Welcome to another episode of The Showdown. We are sitting here today. We're going to bring you another...
The Showdown!
There it is. This one is Death Race 2000 versus Death Race. Jason Statham and Sylvester Stallone. We got the Expendables here.
No. Sylvester Stallone is not the headliner in that movie.
Well, no, but he's in it. I mean, come on, give me a little break there.
It's Frankenstein versus Frankenstein.
Frankenstein, yeah.
The Grey Heavy.
Yeah. But before we get into that, we thought we'd talk a little current events. So, what did you guys think of the new Star Wars trailer?
There's a black man in it, and I'm kind of happy about that.
And he started the trailer off.
Except I thought he was going to die like 3 seconds after it started.
Well, they're not going to give that away in the trailer. When the scene actually plays out, then you'll see it.
Wouldn't you be pissed if he was a main character?
According,
he would.
Yeah. Well, according to the internet, a lot of people would be. I don't understand what the big deal was. Why was everybody? Oh, there's a black.
Because he's a black stormtrooper, and they're all supposed to be clones, which would inject
right.
that if they're thinking that he is an actual stormtrooper, then there's a bunch of black stormtroopers running around. It could just be a guy in a stormtrooper troop. It's been done. It's been done before.
Right. And I mean, do these people forget about Episode 4? That Han and Luke both dressed up in stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
The internet gets real pissed off real quick.
And not only that, they're totally wrong anyway about the whole clone thing. Because those clone troopers were during the Clone Wars, and then as time went on, they weren't the clones anymore. They were actual rebel fighters. They weren't the clones. So that could have been anybody. It could have been chicks in those stormtrooper outfits in episodes 4
I don't know. I've
6.
seen chicks in stormtrooper outfits. They look a lot different than those.
Well, maybe so.
I would prefer those stormtroopers over the current ones. However, I'm still kind of that whole thing, like the physics of the new lightsaber, which is kind of throwing me off.
It looks like a cross saber. Yeah, it's old Disney slipping Jesus in.
Right. He's going to be standing there, but so. The idea of a lightsaber in the first place is you can't really stop light. So the fact that lightsabers stop as it is already like a conundrum for people. But then these two little short things come out the side, and I'm thinking that's not safe.
No, you figure somebody's gonna cut off the thumb.
Right. That's what I was.
That's what a lot of people say too. But at the same time, you think if you're fighting and you've got it out like this, and the two things are out. It's going to stop another saber from cutting your arm off like Luke. See, I'll tell you what, when I first saw it, I'm like, okay. Well, as I'm watching the trailer, I'm like, all right. And then I saw that, I literally went...
So wait, so you think that like this is something like Luke invented, and like now, like in these movies, he's just going to be some rich dude who's living off this product?
No, I don't think he invented it. I don't even think that's him.
The Star Wars geek in me says that's... this is going to show how badly I am.
Are you sick of people's lightsabers cutting through, chopping off your hands? Get my saber stop.
For 1,500 easy payments of $19.99, we'll take off the first 15 payments.
No delivery to indoor.
It's Ewoks not allowed. It's an unfocused lightsaber, so there's no way it's anyone it's going to be a Sith saber.
Luke's was green, wasn't it?
Get flamed for that, but
And Luke's was green, wasn't it?
That doesn't mean.
Or no.
I mean, it's a red saber. It's a Sith. I mean, that's
it's red. So I mean, that's generally always.
Okay, so how about Archie Fifa? That little thing. I can't see any real point for that unless it's a mailman.
Oh,
the little droid.
Yeah.
That's probably just something that they threw in there. That's probably just part of a scene, a much bigger scene, and they just thought, let's throw that in there. It probably doesn't have any bearing on the entire.
I bet it's going to be the highest toy.
It's going to.
I
guarantee you, it'll be a remote control something for the next thing for the iPad.
And something I didn't notice with the Falcon when the Millennium Falcon flew through is that the satellite on top was square instead of. I totally didn't think about that, and somebody else on another podcast.
They knocked the damn thing off in the movie.
Yeah,
when he was flying through the trench, he actually hit it on the thing and knocked it off. Because he was. I think it was Lando was actually talking about not putting a scratch on it, and then he fucking knocks the thing off.
See, I totally forgot about that. And then someone on another podcast had mentioned that it was squared. And when I watched it back again, I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, it is."
Because it was a satellite dish.
Yeah. I liked it, and
My Star Wars geek runs deep.
I'm looking forward to the film.
I am too. What else we have that came out new?
The Jurassic Park trailer. Brad, your thoughts?
Oh, I love it.
Which is funny. Which is funny. Hold on, before we get into it, what is it? Episode 2 was Star Wars and Jurassic Park, and the trailers come out for the new films in the same.
And
week.
I still say architecturally, somebody fucked up.
Yeah.
It's still the same problem. And who the fuck decided it was a smart idea to cross-pollinate to really to give a... Did you notice what it was when they were talking about making a hybrid dinosaur?
Shut your mouth. I don't want to know.
Well, if you see the trailer, you're going to see it.
No, all you see is the back part of it.
Yeah, and it shows what it is. You know.
Well, it's probably like a T-Rex.
No, it's the one with the
Dilophosaurus?
Yeah, the thing on its ears. The one that killed Newman.
The spits it doesn't swallow.
Yeah.
Except there's one more thing to it, too.
I didn't see it. I didn't notice it.
Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's basically, they just took all the most dangerous dinosaurs and put them all into one package. Why would you do that? If you're going to make a hybrid dinosaur...
Somebody would fucking do that.
If you're going to make a hybrid dinosaur, take all the grass-eating dinosaurs, the Vegasauruses, put them together and see what comes out.
But that's not probably what people wanted.
Bull. You want that? No, I don't want that.
Well, but I mean...
Not after it got loose in the city.
Look, it looks like one of the big attractions in the trailer...
Your father told them not to do shit like that.
Okay, but one of the big attractions in the trailer is the giant dinosaur eating a great white shark. So that seems to be what people are into.
That was actually really cool.
That's fucking amazing.
I was looking at that thing going, damn, that's a big shark. And then the was like, tink. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
That just seemed to me like a Sharknado type scene.
That would have to be a really deep trench that thing swam out of.
Well, and Chris Pratt can do no wrong.
Don't get me wrong, I like Chris Pratt, ever have since the beginning of Parks and Rec, but
I like
I do not like where this movie's headed.
You went back.
Why?
It just doesn't.
I think it's what the Lost World should have been.
It's going to be exactly what.
It should have been the original sequel. It should have been the original sequel.
You think?
Years later, the park gets open. It's
park?
been running, and then this comes along where they tinker or whatever, and to save the park because that's where it's going to start. Is people aren't going to the park as much anymore because the nostalgia's done. People have seen dinosaurs, and that's why they made the hybrids was to try to lure people back into the park. So it's a desperation money thing, which is why I said somebody would do it.
Well, more than likely the military did it.
Yeah, well, somebody would be like, "No, we can control this.
It's okay. We can give a Tyrannosaurus Rex long arms. That would be a real smart thing to do."
We always say that. We always say that about movies. People would really... But then that shit happens in something similar. Not obviously creating dinosaurs.
I swear, all those people that show up at that park have to be the dumbest people.
I couldn't do it. I would just...
But why?
If I had... I can only imagine how much it would cost and the entry for that place would be.
But I'm saying...
Yeah, it was probably no worse than Disney World.
I'm sure Disney would buy it.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure Disney would buy it.
But I'm saying, why?
Why would I not go there? Because unless you've got herbivore dinosaurs, there ain't no way. Because these aren't. No, I'm talking about only.
Oh,
because these
He
are
wants the safer version of Jurassic Park.
Hell yeah!
You go to the zoo.
Yes, but
a lot of animals in there that can tear you apart and eat you.
Yeah,
that are herbivores. Gorilla.
Well, they're behind walls. They're behind cages.
So are these.
Yeah, but you're talking about a big Tyrannosaurus Rex. There's no walls you're going to build or high enough to keep that motherfucker out.
Apparently they do, because the park's been open for years. It wasn't until they made a new dinosaur that things start to go awry. Apparently everything had been fine up until...
So there's some highlights to this trailer that I actually enjoyed, which was when you see the pens open for the raptors and they start running. And then you realize that they're not running after the person; they're actually running from whatever's behind them.
Well, that's also
that was pretty. I
don't know if it's them running away from something. It could be Chris Pratt leading them because remember he's the raptor handler.
Yeah, but it looked like they you would think a raptor because those raptors pretty much attack anything. That's kind of the history you get from them, and they just kind of looked at him and kept going.
By the way, this reminded me of this. I have a new favorite animal. The honey badger. The honey badger is the baddest motherfucker on the planet. it's not afraid of...
You just come to this conclusion?
I'd always
Have you not
heard
seen
about
that?
it, but I watched a documentary on
Really?
it. And this thing will go after anyone.
Anything, yeah.
And it's smarter than most people.
Yeah.
It's because Honey Badger don't give a shit.
Yeah, they really don't... They don't give a
care.
fuck.
Exactly.
Like,
Have you not seen that
I
YouTube
find
video?
this hilarious that you have just come across the Honey Badger.
It's my favorite animal.
Nice.
I fucking love those things.
Have
They're
you seen the YouTube video?
Adorable and ferocious.
Have you seen the YouTube video?
No.
You have really not seen that?
Go on
Look it
YouTube. Honey, and just
Let's
type
talk
in...
about this.
When you get a chance, look it up with your girl. Watch it with your daughter.
Okay.
It's hilarious. Anyway.
Honey Badger don't give
What's
a fuck.
the-
All right, and the last thing, Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah, I just watched it this a couple hours ago. Excellent.
So you like...
Excellent. I've literally watched this show from the very, like, I was sitting there the premiere night, and I've now watched it all the way to the final episode, and I have not watched a show that I've actually done that with, where I was okay with missing a couple episodes here or there. I have made sure that I have seen every single episode religiously through that show, and there's nothing that I dislike about that show. There are times when I've watched that show where I turn it off going, holy fuck. Like, that's how vested I was in that show.
There were several
entire
episodes.
thing.
There were several episodes this season. I'm just like, I don't give a shit. And because hell, this season was especially bad because it comes on at 10 o'clock, and it's running like 2 hours every episode instead of one like it has been all the other seasons. And I can't stay up that late. First of all, I gotta be up at like 4:30 in the
There's
morning.
only a way that you could record it and watch it at your
I do have a VCR. Yes, not DVR, VCR. But and then I never get around to watching it, and I'm just like, oh well, I didn't watch last week. I'll just catch the clips at the beginning and figure out what I missed, and I just lost interest. You know, I watched it last night, and it was just like, all right, yeah. But you know, I think I started losing interest around season 3, and it's just like
I was disappointed in the overall ending. I think they probably could have done a little more with it, considering how much they've done in the past with it. But as far as the conclusion goes, I'm really just disappointed in the actual exact ending. Like, I'm not gonna throw spoilers in, but when
you know what? It's already
walks in-
aired, and we set up the spoiler thing.
Are we spoiler cast? Are we okay with this?
Yeah. Yes, we are, because we've got at the front of the podcast. We always say there's spoilers, so spoil it.
Okay, so it's my big problem with it is like right at the end of it, all you have is Jackson fucking Wendy like getting back together. It's ridiculous, and it's actually like confusing as to why the fuck did you end it like that?
See, I didn't see him kill Gemma, but I read that he did it, and then went and had sex with her right away. It's like, really?
No.
It's like,
Not
really?
Exactly. Not exactly.
Well,
I'll fix that for you.
All right, thanks. Thanks. Well, like I said, I didn't actually see it, but that's what I read. That's what happened. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. But no, I think when they went to Ireland, that season I didn't even care about.
I was okay with that because that actually gave me some background. However, like, what do you think? Like, you had to watch it.
I didn't watch the show. The only episode I watched was the finale last night. And I just gotta say, like, did you guys find it really confusing? Like, you just couldn't figure out what was going on, or what anyone's motives were, or why they were doing any of the things they were doing, or what even their names were.
We'll have to have a really long, probably 7-hour conversation.
Yeah, we'll talk off
just
air.
to fill you in.
Just to break down the fourth wall a little bit, that joke was supposed to be said 10 minutes ago. That was supposed to be my little contribution.
However,
and then I was gonna go.
You're the funny fucking man, and you're set us up, and I'm like, I don't know how to set up a joke. I'm a black man.
All you have to do is go, oh, so did you watch Sons of Anarchy? That was it. And of course, Corey decides to set up the joke by going, I'm just going to do your entire setup for you. So, Brad, you've only watched one episode and you were confused during the finale. Why don't you give us your thoughts on that?
No, all right.
But I can't go back after.
He's just he's like my comedy kryptonite. fucking just kills
that
my
is
jokes.
it. That's
Okay.
great.
All right. On that note, here's the episode. Death